Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. And today I have the first of the cards we made at a recent card class, which the focus of the card class was clean and simple. This isn't a true clean and simple card, but I'm a work in progress. I like to have a lot on my cards, texture, dimension, and whatnot. So clean and simple is a little difficult for me, but I gave it a try. We made 3 cards, and each one, as we made, got to be closer and closer to a quote-unquote true clean and simple card. So I'm going to start out with this one here. And I'm going to put this piece together, and then I'm going to explain how the card base came to be. So the first thing I did was, with a piece of basic white, I ran that through the Scalloped Contours die set. This is the die set. It has all these nesting dies, and this is the second from the largest. So I die cut that out, and that is my matte piece. Then everything on the baby's clothes came from the baby clothes die set. And I've already done my die cutting because, like I said, this was from a card class and I had my kits prepared, but I will certainly show you how everything came together. So the baby, all for baby stamp set, we used that as well. I used this Hello Little one. So you see you have all of these images, and then you have some great coordinating dies to go with it. And I'm going to put this all together for you so you can see exactly how it came together. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my sentiment off to the side here. And like I said, I used Blushing Bride because this is for a little girl. And I inked that Hello Little one, and I dropped it right down, centered from top to bottom, but off to the right of the matte piece. And there's that. Then I die cut my pieces for my baby clothes using this die from the die set. And this one here cuts and embosses. I made the little onesie in Daffodil Delight, and you'll see that the die, let me just pop this out, the die makes the little holes for the bottom of the onesie, and it stitches embosses the stitches on the onesie. So the first thing we're going to do is attach that to our card, and I'm just going to use some of my glue pen, and I'm going to bring that over to the left and drop it down. Also from that baby die set, baby clothes die, I used this die here, and in Blushing Bride, I die cut the little bib. So I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat, and I'm going to put some adhesive all along that bib. And I'm going to place it over my onesie. And when I place it over my onesie, I want to make it be realistic. So it does come down a tiny bit underneath that stitching. I do want to see the stitching, but I did want it to kind of have dimension for that neck. You don't want to smush it all the way to the top, and then it looks like the baby doesn't have a neck. The last thing I did for my bib was using this tiny little die here, the heart die. I cut out in Real Red this cute little heart, and I put that in the middle of the bib. Then from the Pierced Blooms die set, which is all these great stitched blooms, I used this die here, and I die cut in Daffodil Delight this bow. So again, I'm going to add some adhesive to that and bring that right down here. Now, that was nice, but because I'm not a clean and simple type crafter, this didn't work for me. So I brought in my pearls, and I put one pearl in the middle of the bow, and a tiny little pearl in the middle of the heart. So now my card front was all done, and my thought was that it was going to just go on this like this. And it's pretty. I couldn't get past having this not have any texture. See here, my finished project, it has texture. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I used the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and I broke mine along the way. And I wanted to just emboss the front of it. So what I did was I placed it in my embossing folder just up until that line there, where the crease is. And like I said, I broke this one. I stepped on it as I was cleaning up, so it's broken. I have to get a new one. I'm gonna bring in my Big Shot, and I have, change my plates. I have my platform, and then I have my embossing folder. Now, because I can't run it through this way, because the side of it will get, it won't fit through there, I'm going to run it this way, which isn't ideal because you do want to try to always run your embossing folder through with the folded edge first, and that kind of protects it. So I'm going to run that through and run it back. And it is, like I said, a 3D embossing folder, so the embossing is kind of deep. But this poor folder has been through the mill and back. So, and there we have it, nice and embossed. You can see the texture. Now, the reason I didn't just put it in like this and flap it over to go through was because when I did that on one of my other cards, you can see that right along the top, the embossing didn't come through. So that's why I did it flat and ran it through this way, okay? So now I'm gonna take this and, you know what? I think this one I might put up on dimensionals. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put some along the corners of my card. And I'm going to center that right in the middle of my card. And to me, that just looks so much nicer than having it be on a flat card front. I'm a work in progress. I'll get there eventually. But in the meantime, my clean and simples won't be clean and simple. If you have any questions at all about this project, certainly contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.net. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you'd give my video a thumbs up and if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much, and catch me back here next week for a second, more real clean and simple card. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.